afternoon, everybody. Welcome aboard Southwest Virtual Flight 1568, service from Albuquerque, New Mexico to Las Vegas, Nevada. So I started the stream with everything up and running, just mainly so I could get the displays would be set up in the stream for the BFD and ND and the navigation or the CDUs. So normally I would start up cold and dark, which I did, but in this case it kind of helped the stream flow a little bit better. So anyway, glad you could join us today. I picked this particular route mainly because of the weather. There's a little bit of weather that's brewing on the west coast and moving eastward, and I thought that would add a little bit of dynamic to the trip today. Let's see. Let's get back over here. I'm just pulling up my app so I can see what's going on the stream. There we are. Okay. Good enough. So we're parked at gate 11, A11, and so I don't really understand how this GSX gate setup with ProSim is working. So it kind of comes in around from the port side of the aircraft there, so it's a little unusual. So anyway, let's get going here. I've already entered my present position in the pause init page, so that's already set up. And excuse me, I'm gonna double check. I did my route earlier, and that was the previous flight we made in Australia, or New Zealand rather, excuse me. Okay, so there it is, Southwest 1568. Go ahead and print this out. Print out the current ATIS. I'm also going to print out, or attempt to print out this time around, the I don't know about the flight. Maybe I'll do the route. Let's see. Make sure that she's all uploaded and everything. Now when I previously checked, let's see if you can see, reload. See if Albuquerque Center was up earlier, so we'll see if they're still up. Excuse me. It's allergy season here in the south, so let's see. Okay, come on, let's go. Get a move on. So you can see the weather here that's brewing around Las Vegas, so it should be, pardon me, this is not current. It's probably going to take me back to, nope, there we go. Okay, so Albuquerque Center is still up, so that's good. I'm hoping Los Angeles Center is going to come on later this afternoon, or at least once we get moving here. Okay, so let's go ahead and file our flight plan. Okay, that's good. 36,000 westbound. Pre-file. That's him. Oh, I need to get this up and running. Okay. Just want to make sure vPilot was loaded. Alright, so that's the Adios 3 with the Gallop transition. I guess that's Gallop, the Haha, and the Rockstar arrival. Okay, so file the flight plan. Done. We can close that. We can close that OFP because that's old. And we'll open a fresh one. Oh. We need to redo this because it's in the Southwest virtual format, which it's a good format. I just prefer the Lido, so I redo it. Let's just make sure you'll be with the ProSim model, the 800, and in the OFP format you can see your layout is Southwest, and I prefer the Lido. And then we'll generate it again. It won't change the flight plan routing, but it will change the way the OFP looks, so that's what I prefer. Okay, KABQ. There we go. So Albuquerque weather 13, on the 13th day at 1852 Zulu, we got winds at 200 at 6, 10 statute miles visibility, few clouds at 6,000, temperature 13, dew point -2, altimeter 2988. I'm going to change this from hectopascals back to inches of mercury since we were in New Zealand previous flight. 2988. 2988. Alright, 2988. 2988 in the standby instrument. That's good. So we're going to get our flight plan loaded. We'll get logged into the network here, let them know that we're here and that we intend to fly. Southwest Airlines 1568. And there is my ACARS. Yeah, Salt Lake City. So they did get me my route. So that's squawking 1645 in the box. And we'll put that on TARA. Put it in transponder. Excuse me. Some of the ARTCCs like you to be in squawking mode Charlie so they can see you. So it just depends on the particular air traffic controllers. Okay.
Visual contact. You have information Papa. Albuquerque International Sun Airport ATIP information Papa 1852 Zulu. Wind 200 at 6. Visibility 10. Few clouds at 6,000. Temperature 13. Dew point -2. Altimeter 2988. Arrivals expect visual approach runway 21. Departing runway 21. RMK Hertz northeast southeast notices to air mission. Taxiway H closed. Red pole short instruction. Runway 30 precision approach path indicator out of service advised on initial contact.
Alright, so Papa's current, that's good. And let's see, let's go back over here. We're not going to get our clearance because we're not on. Let's see, pre-flight. We don't need a flight plan. Let's see, this is going to be a runway 21. Now the last time I did this, it actually showed me the slope, which was pretty cool. Alright, so no. Fuel burn, block 16,751. Alright. Let's see. Flight plan. No. Oh. Adios 3 and the GUP transition, that's good. I'm going to hold off on the arrival because with the weather moving in, it may change. Init data ref. Scheduled date is the 13th. Estimated time of departure 14:30. Put that in there. Estimated time en route. Don't know if it shows here. Should get that here on the flight plan on the OFP though. Now let's close that one and get a new OFP. I should have left so you could see the actual difference in them. It's quite a bit. Okay. 017, 0117. SWA. Airline ID, that's new. Okay, so data request. Oh. Alright, so if anybody's watching, they see this. Once I receive the weight and balance, that's the only thing that will remain in that line select key. So I don't know how to get off of that. I can't ever get anything else because it's like it's occupying that. It's occupying that space. Yeah, not really sure what to make of all this data. See this line select key, it's occupying this and there's nothing I can do about it. This is the same thing I just printed out. Whoops, printed it out twice. Yeah, so kind of stuck on that. I don't know if I can get off of it. See, it just remains in there. It's like a maybe going to the main menu on a perf. Okay, then let's go back to the main menu, data link. Yeah, see the weight and balance is still in that line select key, so it's kind of like stuck. And I don't want to reset it because it'll reset everything. But yeah, that's it's probably a ProSim issue. And that's not going to work either. So okay. So that's about all we can do there. Alright, so we got Papa and 2-1. We've got that set, so let's go to Alright, so we want to take off performance. Wow. 23. That's interesting. I'm going to check and see. Southwest, I'm going to pull up their ACARS and see what theirs is doing, because that seems a bit ridiculous in contrast, but maybe not. Alright, flight bookings, 1568. Make sure the parking brake is set, because it won't start the ACARS flight if you don't. Let's see, so performance. See, they're showing 37. Interesting. Tell you what, let's go 30, which will meet them in the middle. Take off. And that's saying 5 on the flaps. 5. Both of them agree on 5 on the flaps. Let's see what our fuel is. 20.8 on the CG. Now there's a request takeoff data here. I'm curious about that. Never used it before. Alright, so that's giving me what it's calculating. It being, I assume it's pulling it from it's not pulling it from, yeah, it's pulling it from SimBrief. Okay, 142, 144, 149, because ACARS, Southwest is not showing quite the same. 136, 139, 143. Anyway, we'll go with that. That's fast. Alright, so that's set. Alright, I think we're good. We can go and start. We've got a departure, so we'll leave it on there. One 132.8.
Notices to air mission. Taxiway H closed. Red 12 short instruction. Runway 30 precision approach path indicator out of service advised on initial contact. You'll have information Papa.
Yep, still Papa. Okay. Okay.
American 1860 contact approach 128.65 today.
Alright, so we technically didn't do an originating one, but we'll go through it just for sake of it. Alright, voltage DC is good. We're on ground power. That's confirmed. DC switches are guarded.
125 up 30 center. Good afternoon. Climb maintain flight level 330.
Alternate flaps are guarded. Fuel pump switches are all off. Wipers in park mode. Hydraulics are all off. But we put A's off, B's on in Southwest. Gear down, 3 greens here. Weather radar test.
American 3144. Leave my airspace to the north. Denver's off.
Fire warning.
Monitor radar display.
Fault check.
Go around. Wind shear ahead. Wind
1,
shear
2, 3,
ahead.
4, 5,
Wind
6,
shear
7, 8.
ahead.
Squibs check. Both are good. Alright, let's go ahead and connect our APU. Gonna put our standby on. Don't need any other lights. panel APU bleed. Packs on auto. Bleeds are on auto, on, and the recirc fans are all auto. Electrical panel check. We got our cabin utility and passenger power enabled. We are all set on the alignment, which I did that earlier to make sure. Emergency lights, exit lights are armed. No smoking, fasten seatbelts, auto on. CDU, that's all done. Flaps are up. Parking brake is set. Exterior lights done. Leading edge flaps check. Good. Service switch is off. I'm going to turn this light off so it doesn't blind me. Do like the power seats from FDS. Let's see. Alright, so the phone is off. Yeah, phone's off. Reversers 1 and 2 are off. EECs are on and guarded. Flight recorder test. Mach warning 1. Mach warning 2. Stall warning 1. Stall warning 2. Check. Again, the landing gear position 3, those check out. PSEU is extinguished. Crew oxygen is good at 15. Passenger oxygen normal and is guarded. Lights test. That's good. Lights check. Flight controls. Alternate flaps are guarded. Flight controls A and B are guarded. Standby hydraulics. Good. Spoilers are armed and guarded. Yaw damper is on. Navigation normal, normal, normal. Displays auto and normal. Fuel cross feed is checked. Confirmed. Electrical panel, we've checked that. We have the APU on. We have APU on the bus. And we're checking it, and that's good. 167 amps and 120 volts and 24 volts DC. We'll start the chrono and give 3 minutes and then put the APU bleeds on. Right now we should be good on there's ground pneumatics, so we get some air flowing in from the ground. Yep, passenger signs are auto. Window heat. All 4 on. Overheat checked. Reset. Window heat's off to clear the overheat and return to on position, and probes in auto. Probe test good. We're gonna go for wing overheat. Wing body overheat test is good. I don't know if this does anything, but we're gonna try it. Forward is a 20 aft. We'll see if we can't freeze them out. Okay. Our flight today was, I believe they said 36,000. Let's see. Yes, 36,000. So we're going to set our pressurization at 36. And I know 21 Vegas, 21, do 2180, 2200. We're going to check our alternate manual. Back to auto on the pressurization panel is good. Okay. And the cockpit voice recorder.
American 1233 unclosed and radar services terminated for exchange for
Ah,
today.
jeez. Just when you think they're going to,
The next 1262
you just never know when they're going to be there or not.
exchange for your day.
Okay.
Southwest 125 unclosed and radar services terminated for exchange for your day.
Southwest 1568. We'll miss you.
Sure, we'll miss you too.
I'm sure I missed you.
83 Lima or correct not unclosed and Lima radar service terminated for exchange for your day.
Sure going to miss you too. Okay, so where was I?
Radar services terminated for exchange for your day.
Okay, let's do a check on the engine anti-ice. Yep, good.
301 unclosed and today.
Good. Okay, good. Okay. Flight recorder and voice recorder. Okay, I was just checking the difference in that. Alright, cabin pressurization is confirmed. Air conditioning is set. Bleed air. Set the left and right recirc fans to auto. Confirmed. Test wing body overheat. Confirmed. Set left right pack switches to auto. Confirmed. Set engine bleeds on. Excuse me. Set engine bleeds on. And set the isolation and APU switches accordingly. So I leave the isolation in auto, and we've been 4 minutes, so we can go APU there. And clear that. Clear the chrono. Reset the chrono. Alright, so we're good, and we're on the bus, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of our ground power and ground pneumatics. Don't need those. And it looks like our ATC is gone, so we don't have that to worry about. Alright, fuel passenger boarding. Yeah, the GSX is not as integrated, as well integrated into this as I would like it to be, but alright, so
Passengers boarding starting.
1645, we got 1645 or 35? 1645.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Yeah, I know you are, but I'm not, so. See, that's what I was talking about. I called for to boarding the passengers, and it asked me if I wanted the tug. It's like, okay. So who do we have here? Giovanni. Hello there, Giovanni. Good to see you. ST. Good to see you stream again, Scott. Thank you. Good to be streaming again. Styling Guy USA. Go to page 2. Pilot edge for flight. Nah, don't do pilot edge. Not my thing. I've checked them out before, but I just not my thing. But thanks for the tip. All right. Hello, TB. Mr. Burgraff. Good to see you. All right. So where were we?
Locking gear.
Yeah, so they want me to get ready. So let's double check. We've got our flight director is good. Speed is set. We should be able to go on here. Why are you not invalid perf? Probably doesn't like. Oh, that's why. When I hit the earlier, went and trying to get the printout to clear on this, it loaded that again. It loaded my weight and balance again. So no biggie. That's why you check them, right? Alright, so 200 at 6. Yeah, I know that. No slope. 0 at 214. 0/214. And then conditions are dry. There we go. Let's adios, that's good. And gut, okay. Load up our current flight. Albuquerque to Las Vegas. There we go. And at gate 11, 21. All right, so push back nose to the right. Let's double check some. Before push. Yep, 0 fuel weight set. Fuel is set 16.8. V speeds are set in the PFD and in MCP. Yeah, altitude on the Adios 3 is Asta. We'll put that at 9,000, but it's going to be coming up. All right, packs off. EPU on.
Release parking brakes, please.
Okay, I'm releasing the
All
parking
engines
brakes.
clear, start at will.
Okay. Let's go ground number 1. Collision lights on. And we have N2.
Ladies and gentlemen, we could have your attention for just a moment. We'd like to point out the safety features of our Boeing 737-800.
Looking for 21.
A safety
We got it.
information card is in the seat back or literature pocket in front of you. The passenger
Fuel flow
seatbelt
coming up.
Slide the flat end into the buckle.
Man.
Pull the loop strap to tighten. To
Pulling
release,
wheelies or
lift up
what?
on the buckle. Position your seatbelt tight and low across your hips and bring anytime you are seated. There are 8 emergency exits, 2 forward exit doors, 4
Interesting.
overwing window exits, and 2 exit doors in the back. Signs overhead and lights on the floor lead to exit. If an evacuation is necessary, follow flight attendant.
Okay, this is the first.
Please everything. This aircraft is equipped with life rafts. 2 life rafts are located in the forward ceiling compartment and 2 life rafts are
Let's see
located
if we
in the
can
ceiling
just stop
compartment
where
and
we
mid-cabin.
are.
In the event of a water evacuation, use the life vest under your seat. Remove the vest only close to yourself. Pull the red strap to open the container and remove the pouch. Remove the vest from the pouch and show the safety information card. Place the vest
Wow.
over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, buckle it in the front, and hold it tight. Once outside, hold down on the red tab.
That was
Place the
random.
vest. To the manual,
Always
place
something
the load
different.
of the tube at your shoulder.
It just started
Your vest has a light
porpoising
that
on the
turns automatically in the water.
pushback.
Please
It's
set
like,
working brakes.
For use of a life vest on an infant.
no idea.
Flight attendants will distribute additional vests if needed.
All right,
We
so
are coming
let's
by to
see.
check
And
if
it,
your seatbelt is fastened, your seat back and tray cable are in the full upright and locked position, and your carry-on items are completely under the seat
So-
from you or in an
yeah, it's a
overhead
little
bin,
unnerving
leaving
when
the area
the
from your seat clear. Smoking is not allowed on board,
When
including
the,
in the lavatory. The use and charging of electronic
temperature is
cigarettes
so
prohibited.
different.
Federal law prohibits
23,
tampering with,
wow.
disabling, or destroying
Slash
any smoke
13, that
detector
just does
in
not
an
seem-
aircraft lavatory. It is also prohibited to consume alcohol that you have brought with you on this flight. Federal aviation regulations require passenger compliance with the lighted passenger information sign,
That's
posted
on.
placards, and crew member
Put that
instructions,
on. This
including
one's
information
on.
on seatbelts and smoking.
Should have put the fuel on first.
Needed. 4 oxygen masks will drop from a compartment overhead.
Sorry guys, I'm
Activate
still
low
going
oxygen.
through
Hold down on the mask until the plastic tubing is fully extended.
things freaking
Place
out
the
and
mask
stuff
over your
not
nose
working
and mouth and breathe
as expected,
normally.
and then when
Put
something
your
else
mask
goes
over
wrong,
the
it just,
elastic strap.
I know that's all the more
All
reason to be
oxygen
following
will
the
be flowing.
checklist, but I'll
Plastic
get there.
bag may not inflate. Continue
All
wearing
right.
the mask until otherwise notified by a crew member.
Alright, 2 good engine
If you are
starts
traveling with children or anyone needing special assistance,
on the
put
bus.
on your mask
On the
first.
bus.
Please remove any
Packs
face
auto,
covering before
hydraulics
donning
all
an
on.
oxygen mask. We are here for your comfort and safety. Please report any
Tunes
unwelcome
confirmed.
behavior to
Tune
a
1 and
flight
2 is
attendant.
confirmed.
Thank you for your attention.
Okay.
Now sit back, relax, and enjoy your 1 hour,
B4 taxi,
45
fuel
minute
levers,
flight to Las Vegas.
idle
Welcome
ident.
aboard.
Okay, interesting. I would have thought I'd have gotten a takeoff warning because I don't have flaps set. Okay, flaps are set now. Engine generator switches are on. Voltage check, the gens are good. Probe heats on, both on. Don't need engine ice, plus 13. Hydraulic switches on, bleeds on and checked. Exterior lights as needed. Yep, bleeds are all good. Lights, taxi. And we will go off on the APU. Master caution recall. That's good. What do you want?
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
So, pushback is asking me for a confirmed engine start. Now we're
We
good.
have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Master caution recall. Flap set for takeoff 5. Transponder set to TARA. It's good. Weather radar is. I'll wait till these guys get out of the way so I don't ruin their future childbirthing. We can do one thing while we're waiting for them to get back. Let's just cross-check and verify this fairly short route, but we'll go plan, step. Okay. Departure, arrival. Let's see, what is this saying currently? Two-six left. Rockstar and the haha.
Unlocking gear.
Thought I turned that off. Did turn that off. So what I was pausing here is seeing which one of the approaches the ILS Yankee
Left is
or
clear, right is clear.
26 left. Zulu versus the Yankee. Yankee looks, or Zulu rather, 8,000. Off the time, there's not a whole lot. Okay, this is coming in more from the, so Zulu is more of a straight in. Yeah, we'll do Zulu. 26 Zulu. Rockstar 4 and the Haha. And what's the transition? Preno. Let's do Preno. Okay, and then we'll double check the legs. Step. There's Haha Gup. There we go. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Taxi lights are on. Parking brake released. So we'll stay on the frequency. Albuquerque traffic, Southwest 1568, Alpha to Charlie, cross 8, left on Delta to 21, Albuquerque traffic. This is it here. Well, I don't have scenery for this airport, so can't say that that's necessarily true. But this is the map. As you can see, I'm already crossing the runway, and it doesn't quite look like I'm there, so there's not 100% alignment. Charlie, and then we'll take a left at Delta, or Echo rather. Yeah, Echo, which has got to be here. Says Bravo. That's GSX issue for sure. I agree. Have the GSX talk to your ProSim instructors. Yeah, really. Okay, so here's our 21 departure. So we're right on the money. Nothing to be sorry about, Captain. Well, yeah. Alright. Albuquerque traffic, Southwest 1568, holding short of 21 for 21 departure, Albuquerque traffic. Don't see any inbound traffic coming in. Let's go lights on, start our chrono. Flight attendants, please be seated for departure. Albuquerque traffic, Southwest 1568, departing runway 21 on the Adios departure, Albuquerque traffic. All right, the numbers jive. 217. We don't have any ATC, so we're going to go and dial this on up to 36. 36. All right. Chrono going 40%. Auto throttle enable. Auto throttle good. Low pressure, forward pressure on the yoke. I can feel it moving in my hand. Airspeed alive. 80 knots, he's back under pressure. B1, rotate. I was resetting the trim. Wheels up, positive rate. Turn that off. Well, I love that view. The runway drops off the cliff here. That is so cool. Flaps one, just about ready. Flaps up.
Ladies and gentlemen, use of all portable electronic devices is now permitted in airplane mode with cellular functions.
So below 9,000 at Astra's okay, so don't dive. Come on up, come on up, come on up. There we go. Okay.
Beer, wine, and liquor are available for purchase or with a valid drink coupon. There is a beverage menu in the seat back pocket when you may go to the Southwest beverage menu on the in-flight entertainment portal southwestwifi.com where you
Climb checklist, autopilot engaged.
Please be mindful of the flight attendant serving you in the aisle and remain seated while
10,000.
fasten seatbelt signs are on. We have lavatories in the front
Pressurization
and back
looking
of the
good. It's
aircraft.
climbing up.
The sign on the ceiling indicates whether the lavatory is
Strobe's on
outside.
strobe.
Please do not form a line at the forward lavatory. Your safety will always be our
bleeds,
number
everything
one
looks good there.
priority. So please don't hesitate to let us know if you have other needs you can take care of.
This is what I wish worked. This whole door thing worked with ProSim and GSX better. Yeah, I appreciate the words of confidence, guys. It's a little unnerving, you know. You can do this thing all day long. I can't imagine what I'd be like on a check ride. That'd be a disaster. Just had so many of these go south that I had this morning, had the first successful stream without something going crazy like what we just experienced with the tow in GSX. It's like, can we just have one flight that works without a catching my giddy up? And we had one, and so far this isn't too bad. It's just why you introduce a new element and then something else goes haywire. It's like, why? Why does it do that? Don't get it. Yeah, so my new friend Robert's asking me about I gave him a tour yesterday on WhatsApp via the phone, walked him around the cockpit just to kind of share it with him, share the experience with him. And he was just thanking me for that, and also asking about making a comment about the bezels. The thinner the better, obviously, so you don't have the break the line in there, but it doesn't really bother me too much. I mean, I've been simming for so long, I just kind of look past all of that. It's not that big a deal. And the only way to get around that is to go with the projectors and a wraparound screen, and I just don't have the width in my room for that. This room's 13 feet wide, and these monitors are touching the walls on both sides, and they're roughly at about a 60-degree angle, I guess. So yeah, it's about the best I could do. But it's good. I mean, from a price standpoint, the cost of these 3 screens versus the cost of 3 projectors at 4K, not even in the same ballpark. And from what I'm understanding from people that do have the screens or have the projectors, that they're a lot of work to keep dialed in. You've got to use like Fly Elise to create the warping effect that you need to get the smooth transitions. And then because there's overlapping of this projection, that you can have slight changes in the density of the light, so it's hard to blend that really well. So I don't know, it's a lot of work, and this is basically simple. Okay. So let's double check our pressurization. Looking good. We're about 60, about 6,000, and it's about a 6 psi differential, 600 foot differential, 6,000 foot differential. What is that? Let's see. You have projections. Let's see, a projection on my A320. I can confirm a lot of work. Once dialed in, it's amazing. But yes, a lot of work. Yeah, I just don't have the room. Let's see. All right, so anybody that wants to know what's the deal with the pressure, the inner scale indicates the cabin altitude in feet. The outer scale indicates the differential pressure in and ambient in psi. So that is 6.3 psi difference. Delta, rather, I guess is how you would differential delta. Okay, so let's see where we are here. Don't forget your standard set. Yeah, I was a little tardy on that. The standby settings 29902 as well. Thank you. Guys, if y'all have any questions about the cockpit, be happy to try to answer them for you. One of the things that the engineer at FSC just set up was the stab trim cutouts, which is awesome. At the risk of getting this story wrong, but I think that was one of the issues with the Max was this, the trim ran away and they couldn't overpower it. That's why they were fighting it so much. But this has setups to where, and I can show you here as well on the, and it works exactly like the Boeing describes it now, which is pretty awesome. Let's see if we go to the throttle quadrant and look at the stab trim. It's a bad image, but oops. So the main electrical will inhibit the electronic. If I flip this one off, this will prevent the trim from functioning. I won't be able to control the trim. If I cut the other one off, cuts all the trim off together, and which is in case it's running away from me, you can shut it off. And that was pretty. In fact, I used it the other day coming into. I think I sent that. I don't know if I was about to record a video for Giovanni. And right when I looked down, the airplane had started a nosedive, and I don't know if it was wind shear I caught in some weather coming into LA. I was on the downwind, left downwind for 24 right, just breaking out of the soup, and all of a sudden it just started pitching down. And I don't know if that was wind shear or something that hit me, but I was able to recover, and I wasn't that far off, but it was like, whoa. And the first thing I did was drop both of those and pull back, and I was able to get it back in the plane back under control with no problem. So this is working the way it's supposed to. All right, let's see. Can you be more specific about their own equipment? The yokes, the control load and yokes, they make them. These are their products. They make them. The throttle quadrant is Paul Druggernaut out of Poland, I think, something like that. But they do a lot. They write their own software for it. They change some of the gears in it that are plastic to metal. And there's some other items that they do to beef it up and make it some of the electronic components. Same with all of the panels, the MCP, the overhead aft and fore, the pedestal. They do some tweaks to some of the electronic components in them, just because they in history have found that they hold up better. Things that might go out, they can change the diodes or resistors, put different equipment in there, and they last longer. Because if you think about it, I bought this kit from FSC. So even though they purchase the panels from a third party, CP Flight in this case, they have to stand behind it. If something goes wrong, I don't go to CP Flight, I go to FSC. So if they want them to be trouble-free, they're going to make whatever modifications they can to them. The CDUs are their own products. What else? The rudder pedals, the shell, and all that. As far as I know, the shell, the MIP, the rudder pedals are theirs, because I've not seen any on the market that look like theirs, and I believe the same for the seats. But I could be wrong. There's Giovanni commenting now. No, we produced the equipment in Italy. There you go. There's the man himself. He can answer all your questions. All right, well, answer those questions from some of the guys. There's some good ones, Giovanni. Enjoy your football game. All right, so everything's looking good up here. Auto throttle's good. Master's good. L-nav, V-nav, that's all working well. Let's get out here a little bit. Top of climb is coming up. And that's the GUP. But anyway, this little app, I was going to tell you, this little app is called Cockpit Companion. It's from Bill Bulfer, I believe is how he pronounces it. Didn't really know that this was available, but anyway, close that. It's a pretty cool little application. It shows everything that's in the cockpit, and all you have to do is click on what it is that you want to know about, and it'll pull up, the information about it. If there's some detail, you click on it and it'll tell you what it's supposed to do. In this case, there's obviously nothing. Let's call the background lights. It'll give you all the information about that particular light. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, FMA. I've got the same thing in a paperback, but I mean, this is like instantaneous resource, so it's really pretty cool. And from a learning standpoint, it's good, because if I'm trying to get some help while I'm online, there it is. Same thing with the FMC. That's a subscription based, but I've got the book on this one as well, so it's kind of neat. But it's a good resource. Just this was like $50, something like that. Does FSC take care of all the in and export procedures? Your import and export procedure. Well, they work with a broker. Theirs for handling the outbound shipment, and then I had a broker that I hired, NextDex Global, Renford, who's awesome. And he just kind of worked with them and their material handlers to make sure that everything went through customs fine. And yeah, it was great. Yeah, that used to be the book that fit in your shirt pocket at the same title. Yeah, that's good. All right, good. Giovanni, I'm glad you guys are tagging up. Yeah, I tell you what, go on my YouTube channel and look at, I think one of the early videos was a video that Giovanni and his guys put together. It was a time-lapse video when they packaged up all of this stuff in Italy. And it was probably a full day. It's like 4 minutes maybe, or 2.5, 4 minutes, I forget now. But you can see the guys packaging all of this stuff up, crating it, buttoning it all up, and then I think a day or so later they loaded it on the truck to go to the ship. But yeah, it was pretty interesting the way it all went together. They took it all apart from where it was when I tested it, and then crated it all up and then shipped it out. So yeah, they do a first-class job. Okay, so we are at cruise. Let the flight attendants know they can release the animals. As the British Av Geek said, the slot machines are in the back and the buffet is in the front. So knock yourself out. You spent 3 hours on my channel last night. Well, I applaud you. Thank you for watching some of that. Some of this stuff is rather long, but I mean, it is what it is. I just figured, I wish there had been somebody doing this kind of stuff when I was looking to get into this level of flight simming, that I could kind of put myself where they were, and so that was the whole point of doing the time-lapse videos. And it was real easy to do on my 35mm camera. Just set it up, put a timer on it, and when we got to work, we just started, and it was like every 5 seconds it would take a picture. And it was pretty easy with software to just blend it all in and add a little bit of a few titles and some music. It's not professional, but it gets the point across. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Styling Guy USA. Styling Guy USA. Where are you from? Where are you from, Styling Guy USA? Okay, let's see here.
We have reached our cruising altitude of 36,000 feet. We are expecting a smooth ride and turn off.
Can you guys hear that?
We will check back during the descent. Please sit back and enjoy the flight.
Yeah, that's the ACARS pilot, if you will, that's chiming in there saying we've reached our cruising altitude. Okay. So we're going to be coming in on the Rockstar, and that's 26 left. Left Zulu. Airports. Las Vegas. 26 left Zulu. Echoing. New York. Oh, that's cool. We'll be headed right past there on our way to Flight Sim Expo in June. Are you going to make Expo this year? Oh, thanks. Yeah, the time-lapse stuff was a lot of fun to do. And that was actually Captain Tango's idea, because he had said his wife, when they did his A320, his wife said he wished that they would have that he would have done a time-lapse on all of it. So he kind of encouraged me to do it. So I have to give Captain Tango credit for the time-lapse. Take care, T. Come back if you can. Okay, so let's see. ILS Zulu. That's Rockstar. Come on. Alright, so there it is. Alright, so we're getting 259 on the heading. Plug that up. Alright, Haha is the next waypoint. Alright, so on the Rockstar, let's see, 259 and 1115 is the ILS. So So we have that in the PFD, so that's good. It just so happened that this one was the same, just coincidence. Let's see, 16.9 is the Las Vegas VOR, which is right on the field. I'll put that on here. And inbound, that's probably 259. It's tuned, but we're not receiving it yet. Alright, then we're gonna go fix. Gonna go LAS. There we go. So let's go 100 mile. Yeah. We're gonna go 259/100. Then 259/50. 259/25. There we go. So we got some time. Actually, the boulder would be better to do because I can get a, that's where I'm going to be holding anyway. Let's see. Yep. Be holding on the boulder if we get a missed approach. So 116.7, and it would be, we'll hit Larry, which is on our, it's 6,500 feet, so that'll be a good data reference. 116.7. So one of the things I like about these MMRs on the nav side is you can change the mode from ILS, VOR, depending on what you want to punch in. So it makes it kind of convenient in that regard. Let's see. So you can have a frequency already plugged in for ILS, and then you can plug another one in for a VOR and then switch over to them. Instead of having to change the frequencies, you can pre-program multiple frequencies. Alright, so that one's 116, so we'll leave that one in there so I can quickly flip to it. That's the VOR, the Las Vegas VOR, 116.9, that's in there. And then I'll add the Boulder VOR, which is 116.7. And can flip to that as well. And we'll punch in that on nav2, so when it comes into range, I'll hear the Morse code. Go ahead and put the auto brakes on 2 and prep. I know we're going to hit Larry on the 01 radial, so there we go. And we'll leave that there. And the Boulder, not Boulder, the Rockstar. Let's look at this over. So Rockstar 4 arrival. So runways 26 left from Rockstar, track 297 to cross Huxley between 10,000 and 13,000 at 250 knots, then track 296 to cross Halen at or below 9,000, then track 290 to cross Prino at 8,000 at 210. So all of that is in here. So there's Prino at 8. What did it say? Prino, yeah, Prino at 8. So all of that's in here. Larry's at 65. Shand, and this is just the way I do these approaches. So if I look at the approach plate here, you can see Shand is 4,800. I think we're fine on the weather there for now, but I'm just prepping for the worst. So 200 foot is the Barrow, which I've got set. I'm gonna see what is the anticipated weather in Vegas, arriving weather. This is all on the, I wish I could show this to you. It's all part of, maybe if I can get an app to run on this, I would I could have it come up, but it's pretty cool. I mean, the amount of information that's available here is second to none. It's just amazing. All your dispatch information, your arrival weather is here. So it looks like altimeter 2965. That's pretty low. Yeah. It's inevitable. It's 1 plus or 1 minus every time. I can't ever dial it just in. It's just infuriating. Even I know this is real, the way it's Boeing's works, but I don't like it. It's just my personal preference. I don't like it. All right, let's leave. Why did that switch? That shouldn't have switched off. All right, 2965. It either doesn't move or it moves too fast. Stop. There, you got it. All right, so we're gonna put this on 2965 so I can get the equivalent Q and H. 2965, 1004. All right, 1004. Okay, and then you can also do on here, you can get the performance, your landing performance based on your runway, and the runway is here. So it's 26 left is your runway. Tells you how much fuel you should have when you get to that point based on the performance calculations, and it gives you all your information. QNH 205. So if I come up here and I go flaps 30, that's 144. VREF 142. So two knots difference. And of course I've got my 115. I've got that dialed in, and my heading 259. So that's all good. So it's just an extra bit of information that helps. Okay, what did I miss? 200 is radio altimeter setting. The DA is the bold number, and that is the baro. Decision height, right. So you're saying the radio is 200. And I don't know if one's better than the other as far as appropriate to do. You got both options, so thank you. All right, so top of descent's going to be around Gene. Let's get rid of that. So I started to say, and tell me what you guys think and how you do it, but I look at the arrival and I figure out what's the lowest descent. Halen, Huxley, Halen's 9,000, below 9,000. And then Preno is 8. It's at 8, so I'm going to dial this down to 8. That's the lowest point, and it's an at number, not a above or below. So I'll put this at 8,000, and when I start my descent, it won't go below that. Okay. So what the FCOM says is, at cruise, monitor the following: electrical power, hydraulic systems, cabin temperature, engine status, fuel usage, flight plan progress, pressurization panel, and plan the arrival. So we've been doing the planning the arrival. Pressurization is looking good at 6,000. Got an 8 psi differential. It shows, if anything, it shows we're climbing at 100 feet. Now I saw something that if it's, I read that in the cockpit companion that if it's showing a negative that you're losing pressure. So I'm not sure if you're gaining pressure, what's the implications. So here it's saying on the outer scale, if the needle is decaying anti-clockwise towards the cabin altitude, the cabin is leaking. It's connected to the alternate static source or system. What about this one? Indicates rate. Detects pressure changes from a port on the back of the indicator. Flush operations for the vacuum toilet system can cause the cabin rate to change. So is somebody flushing the toilet? All right. Airline I flew for, we would set the minimums at the decision height and make sure that it was set to baro on the glare shield. Okay, so you go baro and then you set the minimums of the approach or minimums of the star. Here it looks like the final approach fix is 3,800. We should intercept the localizer or the glide slope before then. Oh, we got ATC. No, do we? Welcome, ATC is offline. You may receive automatic guidance. ACARS. Yeah, so the minimum's 2269, right, on the baro, so change that to baro. Okay, so that's set. So you're saying you set the minimums as the decision height. Okay, you're talking about the minimums, minimum altitude, decision height altitude. I'm talking about what altitude you set here on the altimeter. I mean on the altimeter for the airplane that you're going to descend down to. Because hopefully we'll get vectors or get ATC by then, but I'm not counting on it now. Let's see. Yeah, no. I don't want to check weather. Yeah, active sky is still up, so yeah. All right, so Huxley at 12,000. Let's see. And that's set in here too. So Huxley's at 12,000. You're saying that you wouldn't progress past that based on your altitude as it progresses in the CDU, is what I'm gathering you're saying? Correct. Okay. And then you just progressively bump it down as you clear that waypoint. Gotcha. All right, so it looks like I'm not hearing anything yet on. I still have a VOR flag, so we're still more than 100, probably 150 miles. Let's tell you what, that never gets old, watching the yokes following the autopilot. I enjoyed that in my my GA sim with the Brunner yoke. It would sit there and track the autopilot in and out and left and right. It was pretty cool. Remember, the star is an instruction sheet on how to arrive into the airport terminal area, so just follow the instructions. Yeah, good point. Good way to look at it. Tell you, the day sure flies by. I've been up here since 8 o'clock this morning. Setting up the stream took about an hour because I had to redo the OBS on the visual PC because that one got wiped, which is a good thing to do now that I've got it set up again, is to save that somewhere where I'll know where it is in case, God forbid, I ever have that happen again. Some pilots will set the lowest altitude and then let the FMC bump it down. In real life, however, if there was an issue by doing it this way, you could hit a mountain if you wander off course. Yeah, good point. Yeah, but that's exactly the way I've done it in the past, is I just set it to the minimum altitude on the star that I know is a relative waypoint, expecting vectors to the final approach course, in which time, and usually if I'm fortunate enough to have ATC online with me, you know, they're taking charge of all of that anyway, so this is really kind of just when you're flying solo that I was doing that. But yeah, good procedure, good habit to get into doing it the correct way. Coming to Vegas so many times and left, you'd think I'd know this. 2033, 2078, so 2175, so 2200. Yep, that's what I've got it set up. I thought there was a reason for that. Yeah, right. So, Styling Guy US, have you ever, when was the last time you flew in real life an aircraft of this type? Well, the weather just went to poop. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so we just VOR, Boulder VOR just came to life, and so did my radar. Should be getting a radar. Boulder is 116.7, 123 DME. Let's see if we can improve this echo. Alright, now we're getting some echoes. Alright, so we're approaching top of descent. 10 miles. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Captain speaking. We're going to begin our descent into Las Vegas here very shortly. I want to thank you for flying with us today. Hope you enjoyed your flight with Southwest today, and ask that you help the flight attendants prepare the cabin for arrival. We hope if your travel plans call for it again that you'll join us again on another Southwest flight. So enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be on the ground in about 30 minutes. Yeah, so I'm dialing the, playing around with the radar echo a little bit to see what we got to do to get it. I remember the days of FSX when the third-party companies came out with a radar where you could actually see the weather on the screen. That was so cool. Let's see. So let's see. Flew my PC-12 2 days ago, but last A320 flight was 2004 last. Boy, it's too bad you're way up in New York. You could bring that PC-12 down to Kilo Golf Papa Tango, and I'd love to get some stick time in that thing. Alright, so we're on our way down, and this is what, so throttle's pulling back, retarding all the way. So this is one of the things that they dialed in for me, which was good. So now we're managing the speed a little bit better. So at Queen, 273 knots at Queen. And 3 miles, 3.8 miles. There's some more. Kilo Golf Papa Tango, Gulfport, Mississippi. We're about an hour east of New Orleans, Mozon. And if you look up 65 LA, 65 Lima Alpha, that's where I did my private training, my private pilot's training. It's basically a glorified sidewalk next to a seaplane base. I think the runway's not even as wide as the wingspan on a 150. Miss Brown, my FAA examiner, told me that she'd been hustling up Mike Cousins, my instructor rather. This is back in 95 or 1994. Trying to get him to become a FAA examiner, and he said, "No, I don't want to do that because I'd have to move to like Hammond where I did my check ride." And he said, "I don't want to do that. I like instructing out of Southern Seaplane. It's a small, little, quaint base." And she said, "Well, that's not going to work because students are not going to fly into there to do their check ride because it literally is like a sidewalk, and guys that have trained at 150-foot wide runway airports, so they're going to go into this place and say, I can't even see that runway, much less land on it." So yeah, but check it out, 65 LA, Southern Seaplane. Now your PC-12 could go in there, but they mostly fly. My instructor had a Baron 58. I guess it was a 58 or a 55. Maybe it was a 50. I think it was a 58. And he flew it in there all the time. But mostly it was a lot of 182s, 185s. They had a couple of Cessna 210s every now and then that would come in and out of there, but not too many. KCR. Cool. You'll be in Shreveport in a few weeks. Yeah, welcome. Come on down, man. I'm only like 10 minutes from the airport. Give me a holler. And I could come pick you up, bring you over here. I'm literally like 10 minutes from the airport on the beach in Gulfport. All right, so we're descending to 27,000. We do have some weather, but fortunately it's not directly in our path. I'm not sure. I know Captain Tango had, he did a flight the other day and you actually saw the rain. I haven't had a chance to fly in rain where I saw it as though it were hitting the screen. But he sure did. It was rain or snow. I forget which it was now. Yeah, definitely shoot me an email. Oh yeah, Gulfport is it's a naval reserve. It's a National Guard base as well. So I've actually seen a chartered 747 in there. It's got 9,000 foot runway. 737s are in here all the time. Delta, American, service this, and a couple of other small little, I think there's Breeze Air and Sun Coast or something like that service it, because they do a lot of flights, because we have a lot of casinos around here, so it's, you know, it's gambling mecca as well. So like we could get a flight, I think on Breeze Air from Gulfport to Orlando for like $78. It's incredible. Oh, 65 LA, yeah. Yeah, I don't really remember what it should say on the sectional, but I don't really remember. I mean, I only flew a 150, a 172, and I think we still have, I think with the guy that owned the Cardinal 177 RG that I flew a lot, he was out of there. But then we moved to Braithwaite, which is a grass strip across the river on the east bank of the Mississippi River. Here comes my Morse code. Braithwaite International, we called it. In fact, when my wife and I married, I had a cake made Braithwaite International. I think the elevation was like 2 feet or something. Then they had an airplane and everything on it. It was kind of cute. But yeah, we flew in and out of that grass strip all the time. Braithwaite International. It was down on across the Mississippi River near Algiers, if I recall correctly. Now you guys can't see this, but I'm seeing rain on the horizon down there. It almost looks like Virga, but it's actually touching the ground. So that would be kind of neat. It's not really showing up on the radar echo like that. Let's see. Yeah, well, maybe. It looks like it's right here, and the radar echo looks like it's over on this direction, so, but better than nothing. All right, Boulder, let's see. Yep, that's right. So the echo Morse code for Boulder is good. And we're looking at 21,000. We have our barrows set. Pressurization is looking good at 4,000. Coming down at about 100 feet per minute. I'm going to go ahead and put this on continuous. Temperature's -8. It's closing in a little bit. The passenger signs are on. Auto brake is selected for 3. Altimeters are set. Recall. Landing minimums are set. VREFs are set. Exterior lights, we'll put those on when we get to 11,000. Switches are continuous. I'll put terrain on his. Let's see. Yeah, the good old days. Yeah, I flew my wife and me to Tennessee for a honeymoon from that little grass strip. I got my ticket in January of 1995, and we got married in April, on April 15th. She's an accountant's CPA, so we got married on April 15th, making a joke. And anyway, we went to Pigeon Forge, and my wife's mother said, "Does Scott know anything about flying into mountains?" She said, "Well, I don't know, honey. He read a book on it." We got a kick out of that ever since. And this was before the, you know, I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night kind of thing. Those commercials, if you remember those. Yeah. It was pretty funny. It was different flying in a mountain. 172's got no climb at all. Sit there going in circles trying to gain a couple of 100-foot altitude. I'd love to, I mean, getting in a turboprop would be incredible. All right, well, looks like we're gonna miss that weather. It was pretty funny. You had to know my wife's mother. She's passed on now, bless her heart, but she was a card. All right, so 18,000, we're good. So we're looking for 250 in 5 miles. Okay, this is one of the things that I don't. So it's picking up airspeed. It's showing bugging at 275. And it's climbing. No. Yeah, it's gonna decel. It's got a decel point, so I'm thinking that's when it'll trigger. Is that normal, that this is normal behavior? Looking at the PFD, now the slope's coming down. Okay, now it dropped to 250, so that makes sense. And the throttle should be retarding all the way back, I would think. Still at 54. Well, they had to hit petty at between 14 and 16. They did that. All right, so now it's coming down, and this is one of the reasons why I usually stay ahead of this, because now we're at Rockstar, and then we're going to be at Huxley, which is the 10 to 13. You were saying put this at 12. Yes, totally normal. Okay. Really? Hey, the Airsoft Messiah. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here. Yeah, the FMC's pretty sophisticated stuff, but the amount of coding that FSC did in the software of this, it's all custom so that it behaves the way it's supposed to. It's really pretty incredible. And of course, a lot of this, you know, I'm pretty naive to, so I'm educating myself as we go, and I'm trying to give them good feedback. And I was shooting a lot of videos and letting them watch the videos, because when a lot of this interaction is going on, it's hard to explain what's happening with the throttle, with what's happening on the PFD, and getting that connection in writing. It's just like, here, just watch this video. It's easier. Okay, 3 miles to Rockstar. Let's see. I'm enjoying the conversation. I should probably pay attention to what I'm doing here. Airsoft Messiah, yes, I am a real pilot, but I'm not a type-rated 737 pilot. I am a private pilot that hasn't flown in 20 years. Now, Styling Guy USA there, he's an active current pilot, a turboprop pilot, and used to fly 737s. ProSim has a good baseline with coding as well. Yeah. I see, okay. Alright, so I'm going to dial this down now to 9. One of the things, the reason I do this going ahead is because I don't want to get behind the airplane and forget about something and then have it stall out at 9. I've had that happen too, where I just got preoccupied looking at stuff, because this is a 2-pilot aircraft, incidentally, but you know that. So to stay ahead of that kind of stuff, I would dial it down, just so I don't forget. All right, so we're at 248, 250, and 8 miles at Huxley, so that's looking good. We're on the approach slope, or the correct glide slope. Let's see here what our vertical approach looks like. I really like the VSD. That's pretty cool. nav path. Alright, so 4 miles. We're at 1 degree in not really visible moisture, but would you put your engine anti-ice on at this point? I mean, I'm just coming out of the clouds now, so probably not, but oh, LAX Center there, 126,525. Los Angeles Center, Southwest 1568. 1568 inbound, Rockstar 2 for Las Vegas. Uh, 2865 cleared 26 Zulu, left Zulu at Preno, Southwest 1568. Thanks, man. Okay, that was my friend Ben, who I met, and see, there I go again. That's what I'm talking about. I can get bogged out by that and get distracted real quickly. So, I'm gonna go drag required, and I'm gonna dial this on down to. He cleared us for the approach at Preno, so I'm going down to 38. All right, so let's zoom this in. All right, confirm. Can you guys hear the ATC? Let me know if you can hear the ATC. Okay, Preno, we need to be at 210, and we're getting there, so that's good. Okay, we're plus 11 on the temperature, so I'm not too worried about that. You can't hear it. How about if I do this? Now you're hearing it through the PA system, or through the cockpit. That's Ben, he's awesome, ATC. All right, so airspeed, speed brake set. All right, so 259. All right, so we're at 210. I'm going to go ahead and get some flaps in. So we're going to intercept, according to this, we're going to intercept below the glide slope, which is what you would prefer to do. There we go. Flaps 5. And we're going to intercept the line coming through here is where Larry is. And that's at 6,500, which we're going to pretty much hit it. Let's dial this down, 176. Come on now, slow down. Clear to land, 26 left, Southwest 1568. All right, cleared us to land. Let's go gear down, and I can see the runway, so we're good shape there, but I wish I would be going slower. This is all the way down. No, don't be speeding up. You don't need to be speeding up. Still can't hear it. That's interesting. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put the carrot on the hat there. A little late on the lights there. All right, so final approach. Flight attendants, prepare for landing. Attendant notified. Speed brake is armed. Flaps set to 30. 3 greens, landing gear down. Shed at 4,000, and we're looking like we're going to 4,800. We're a little bit high, but that's okay. Well, no, we're right on it. 20 knot, 21 knot quartering headwind. Well, I'd rather that than a direct crosswind. Yeah, they are. Thank you. If you were 10 OAT, then yeah, minus 10, okay. Minus 10, okay. Yeah, just kind of watching that there. So you still can't hear the ATC, guys? Can't hear the ATC. I need to fix that because that's part of the. That's part of the immersion. I thought you could hear everything that I could hear in the headset, so I turned it on the speaker. So if nothing else, you're picking it up from my voice or from my microphone. It's good to know because I need to fix that. Approaching minimums. Continue. One thousand. My airplane. Yeah, the ILS on this thing is not. I'd rather just go to visual and because it's showing me 3 reds right now.
300. 200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
On behalf of Flight Southwest Airlines, welcome to Las Vegas. Please remain seated, seatbelt fastened, seat back and tray table in their full upright and locked position, and all carry on items completely under the seat in front of you. When the captain turns off the seatbelt sign, please be careful opening the overhead bin. Items may have shifted flight would fall out. You may now use the function of all portable electronic devices, but please remain seated and carry on.
Thank you.
Please be advised,
It's always the crabbing things right at the end that gets trying to swing that nose in without it sliding off.
You are connecting here to another Southwest flight. Please check the monitor terminal for your flight number. We certainly have
Center Southwest 1568 to Alpha 5, permission to cross 26 right and taxi to the gate. Cross 26 right at Alpha 5, taxi to Terminal 1. Thank you. 1568. Yeah, the scenery in here is a lot better. Clear to the right, clear to the left. Let's see. C25. Got me at the last gate. 21, 22. Looks like we're going to C25. $23. Yep, the last one. Yep. C24, C25. Alright. Parking brake on. Still waiting for that to come back up. And lights off. Any minute now. There we go. On the bus. That's good there. Okay. Well, guys, thanks for flying with us. That's off. That's good. We'll leave that one on for the APU for now until I get ground hooked up. And we'll tell the passengers they're free. And the flight and the report was good. So we got an approval, flight approved. So that's good to know. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, extremely faint. I need to work on that audio, and it's going to be kind of challenging to do because I've got to find ATC and I've got to have somebody listening at the same time, but I guess I could log into my phone. Nice job. Thank you. Appreciate that. Keep the aileron into the wind. Yeah. Yeah, more rudder. Great stuff. If shoot you an email, talk soon. Yeah, definitely shoot me an email. I assume you know how to reach me through the website, through the YouTube channel. I'll have to check that. If post a comment on in the chat too if we don't tag up. Okay, cool. Thanks for the tips too. Appreciate it. And I hope to see you if you make it down to Shreveport. Swing over to Gulfport. Okay, so let's see, guys. Let's see if I can do something here while you guys are on. Yeah, it's probably a setting. It's got to be. Okay, so wait a minute. if I need to give that channel, so let's see, whatever they're hearing, the settings for audio in VATSIM is 5.6. So if I have 5.6 set up in YouTube, then they should be able to hear that. So let me see. I'm gonna have to go to my streaming PC, guys. So if anybody's still watching, hang in there. 'Cause I'm gonna get this permanent so then you guys can hear it right there too. That's part of the immersion.
Procedures in effect. Verify navigational data is up to date. Aspect system in use. Activate transponder with mode C on all taxiways and runways. Read back all runway hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information. India. Harry Reid International Airport 8 is information India 2056 Zulu. 1210 is 16 gust 27. Visibility 10. 5,000 scattered. 10,000 scattered. Temperature 13. Dew point -2, altimeter 2963, visual approaches in use. Landing runway 26 left, and 19 right. Departing runway 26 right, 19 left and 19 right. Simultaneous approaches to crossing and parallel runways in use. Converging runway operations in effect. Notices to air missions LAS Vegas Metroplex procedures in effect. Verify navigational data is up to date. ASTEC system in use. Activate transponder with mode C on all taxiways and runways. Read back all runway hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information. India. Harry Reid International Airport 8 is information India 2056 Zulu. Wind 210 is 16 gust 27. Visibility 10. 5,000 scattered. 10,000 scattered. Temperature 13. Dew point -2. Altimeter 2963. Visual approaches in use. Landing runway 26 left, and 19 right. Departing runway 26 right, 19 left and 19 right. Simultaneous approaches to crossing and parallel runways in use. Converging runway operations in effect. Notices to air missions LAS Vegas Metroplex procedures in effect. Verify navigational data is up to date. ASTEC system in use. Activate transponder with mode C on all taxiways and runways. Read back all runway hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information. India. Harry Reid International Airport 8 is information India 2056 Zulu. Wind 210 is 16 gust 27. Visibility 10. 5,000 scattered. 10,000 scattered. Temperature 13. Dew point -2. Altimeter 2963. Visual approaches in use. Landing runway 26 left, and 19 right. Departing runway 26 right, 19 left and 19 right. Simultaneous approaches to crossing and parallel runways in use. Converging runway operations in effect. Notices to air missions LAS Vegas Metroplex procedures in effect. Verify navigational data is up to date. ASTEC system in use. Activate transponder with mode C on all taxiways and runways. Read back all runway hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information. India. Harry Reid International Airport 8 is information India 2056 Zulu. Wind 210 is 16 gust 27. Visibility 10. 5,000 scattered. 10,000 scattered. Temperature 13. Dew point -2. Altimeter 2963. Visual approaches in use. Landing runway 26 left, and 19 right. Departing runway 26 right, 19 left and 19 right. Simultaneous approaches to crossing and parallel runways in use. Converging runway operations in effect. Notices to air missions LAS Vegas Metroplex procedures in effect. Verify navigational data is up to date. ASTEC system in use. Activate transponder with mode C on all taxiways and runways. Read back all runway hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information. India. Harry Reid International Airport 8 is information India 2056 Zulu. Wind 210 is 16 gust 27. Visibility 10. 5,000 scattered. 10,000 scattered. Temperature 13. Dew point -2. Altimeter 2963. Visual approaches in use. Landing runway 26 left, and 19 right. Departing runway 26 right, 19 left and 19 right. Simultaneous approaches to crossing and parallel runways in use. Converging runway operations in effect.